I'm gonna tell you guys the story of I got sexually harassed by my supervisor. So we're gonna skip past, he was just a creep. So I will get to the time that it happened in the day. We just got back from doing a count in Wyoming. I used to work with my boyfriend T. We used to count, let me find something. Stuff like this, the little barcodes, we used to count these. That was our job. We would do each one individually at stores. We were known, what is on my shirt? Sorry, I had freaking Zylo on me. Anyways, yeah, we used to count, and we had this one supervisor. His name was Derek. He was very creepy. He came off very just creepy and just odd towards everyone, definitely the females. So we go on this trip. He ends up being very weird towards me. He kept watching me the whole way. I thought I was tripping the whole time, but I really wasn't. At the end of the day, I figured out that I wasn't. He was watching me even when I was trying to sleep. I felt very uncomfortable the whole way there, the whole drive. He was the driver as well. When we did get to Wyoming for our account, he went to go book everyone's rooms. He had the business card and stuff to do that. He kept insisting that my room should be near his because I'm new. He's new. And that I should just be near the supervisor just in case I needed things, in case I get scared. Mind you, my boyfriend is on this trip with me. He kept trying to get my boyfriend to be on the other side of the hotel rooms. And I was like, no, I'd rather just camp out where the girls are. I'm fine. He kept insisting. He really wanted me to be near his room. Another supervisor that we did meet up with, her crew, April, she was there. She kind of was like, what the fuck? She was like, no, I'm gonna put Adrian and T in a room together. They're a couple anyways. We'll just all hurry up, get some sleep, and then get up in the morning to go do our counts. So he got agitated by that. Before we all went and did that, we all left to go get something to eat at some little restaurant. As we were eating, enjoying our time, talking, I noticed that he kept watching me. He was creeping me out the whole time. He kind of seemed like bothered. He got up and he went and sat by himself. And we're still talking and stuff, but I can feel eyes on me. I turn and look and it's him. Time passes. I end up getting up, going to the restroom because I needed it. And I hear a noise. I come out of the stall and he's in there. He's like, oh, my bad. I didn't realize this was the women's restroom. I didn't know this was women's. He kept saying that. I was like, no, this is the women's. The men's is across. And he's like, oh, how are you feeling? Like, what the fuck? I felt so weird about that. I heard it, washed my hands, got out, but I didn't say anything. He already had me creeped out and sick to my stomach. So fast forward to all of that. We get to our hotel rooms. We're all just getting ready to go to bed. T was really tired. My boy sleeps like he's dead. He already fell asleep, but I felt uncomfortable about the whole situation. Derek just kind of being in the stall, but like in the restroom, and then him watching me the whole time, the whole drive there. I'm getting ready to go jump in bed, and I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, T, get up, go see who it is. It might be April. She might need us for something. It must be important. And he didn't get up, so I was like, shit, I'll just answer it. So I answered it. It's Derek. He's standing there. He's like, oh, you seem kind of standoffish. You seem bothered or something at dinner time. I just want to check on you, make sure you're okay. Mind you, since me and T are sharing a room, Derek took T's room, so his was on the other side of the hotel. He's like, if you need anything, I'm always here. You can always come and see me. And here's my room number if you do need anything. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. So I like hurried up and rushed him away from me. I shut the door, lock it. I was able to kind of calm down and go to sleep. So fast forward, we do our 2-day trip there. We get back into Salt Lake City, and so uncomfortable talking about this, gives me chills. So T ended up getting sick on our way back, so he did not go to work the next day. after the trip back. And I was like, oh, well, I still need money, so I'm trying to go to college and stuff. And I was supposed to work with a supervisor named Andrew. I was the last to know, and I didn't know that Andrew got sick as well, and he called out, so Derek was taking over his shift. I didn't know this until I went to go for the shift. I get into the van and I see Derek. I was like, what the hell? I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, don't let him ruin your day. Just hurry up and get through with this shift and go home. So that's intended what I did. I was counting really fast. I hurried up and tried to get all my stuff done so we can go, so I can leave. We get done. We get done around like 7. My ride was taking a little longer because they had some errands to do, which was my boyfriend's dad, his sister, and his cousin. I didn't mind that usually because I'm like, I'm not gonna rush you, you're picking me up, you know? So everyone else dips really fast. I felt very uncomfortable. I did not want to be alone with him. Next thing I know, it's like super, super dark. There's no one really around. And I just felt uncomfortable. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna wait out here, or I'm gonna catch the tracks. He was like, oh, that was the last train. Mind you, at the time, I didn't know that you can use a credit card to pay for a ticket because I have not been there that long. And I didn't have money, so I thought I could only use money. So I was like, oh no, I'm just still gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait out here. They'll be on their way. You can go home. I'm trying to get rid of him. I go to leave, and he like locks the door, and he was like, no, you're safer in here. There's a bunch of weirdos out there. You don't want to be out there. You're just safer in here with me. I don't mind waiting. And I'm like, well, in my mind, I'm like, bitch, get away from me. I mind. So he was just watching me the whole time. And I just felt very uncomfortable. Something was just telling me, like, get the fuck out of there. So I reached to go. I was like, unlock the door. I want to get out. I'm leaving. And he wouldn't unlock that door. So I get up to go unlock the door on this side. And as I'm getting up, I feel his hands on my butt. And I immediately turned around to slap him. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't touch me. Next thing I know, we're like basically somewhat fighting. I'm like fucking trying to get out, grabbing my shit, trying to unlock the fucking door. He gets on top of me. And he was like, oh, I know you've been wanting me. You've been giving me signals. You've been playing hard to get. I was like, get the fuck off me. I don't want you. I have a whole boyfriend. Leave me alone. Why are you? Get off me. Get off of me. He has my arms like pinned up by my head, and he has weight on me. He's bigger than me. And I'm about 103 pounds most. And I was just like freaking out. I was like, get the fuck off me. He begins to put his hand up my fucking shirt. And he was like, oh, I want to see what your tits look like. I was like, excuse me, get off me, get off me. I start fucking screaming. There's no one around. I just spit, my bad. There's no one around. And on top of that, there's a police station across, and it was closed. I'm freaking out. I'm fucking in tears. I'm like, get off of me. He begins to his nasty mouth. This boy does not brush. His teeth are gross. His breath was fucking filthy. He's gross. He begins to lean in and try to kiss me. He's like, I know you want me. Why are you acting like this? I see you watching me. No, it's the other way around. You watch me. You creep me the fuck out. He goes and puts his hand more up my shirt as I'm trying to fight to get away, and grabs my chest. I need him in his area, and he backs off, and he jumps off, and he's like, what the fuck is your problem? You've been acting like you don't want me now. We've been like flirting. I'm like, in your mind that happened. That did not happen in mine. I never intended on any of this. I never gave you hints. I never gave you signs, anything. I hurried up and contacted T's dad, like, hey, I'm done. I'm ready to be picked up. I'm fucking freaked out at this moment. I'm scared. I don't know what else to do. I'm just terrified. He drives off really fast after I opened the door, and I like fell out, and there was a homeless guy around, and he was just staring, and he was like, hey, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I heard screaming, and I just tried to play it off because I was just so fucking scared, and I just wanted to go home. And It just gives me chills talking about it. And finally my ride gets there, and I don't know if they could tell something was wrong, but clearly I seemed bothered. Like his sister and them were like, hey, are you okay? That's just it. And I was like, yeah, I just had a long day at work, and that's it. But that wasn't the fact. And I was just so fucking traumatized, and I didn't want anything to do. I know I should have called the police. I know I should have said something. I didn't tell them because I didn't want my boyfriend's dad or one of them to like get in any type of trouble because of me. They didn't know me that well. And I waited a couple of days, and then I told my boyfriend when he finally approached me about why I was acting funny, acting different, and I ended up quitting because I felt so uncomfortable and I couldn't work around him. I just couldn't. I had so much anger. I was so pissed off, and I was like, what the hell's your problem? And for him to say, well, you're young, you're pretty, a lot of guys here want to fuck you. Like, you don't say something like that. You don't do that. You're a supervisor, and on top of that, have respect for someone. I ended up telling T. He went off. He was so pissed. He wanted to go beat him up, and he just told me that he was going to handle it. And I ended up quitting because I couldn't go back to work, and I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel comfortable. Last I was told that they found out what he did and he was fired. But it's still not okay until this day. When I hear that name, I freak out inside. It gives me anxiety, and I just feel very, very uncomfortable. But for you to stand there and do that to someone, like, you have to have issues. And he's like, well, you've been begging for it, you wanted it, and how did I did my job. I came here, I went to work, I was a team player, and I went home. I never conversated with you like that. I've never gave you signs. I've never did any of that. You took whatever as an initiative when it wasn't that way. It's making me uncomfortable speaking about this. And I honestly never told anyone this, and within that same week that it did happen, I ended up going back home to be with my family because I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was scared, I was afraid, I felt disgusted with myself. I started hating myself, and I'm like, I wanted to be away. I wanted to get out of Utah. So I went back home to Arizona, and I never told my mom or my family about it. And they just thought that I was just doing a surprise trip, but I booked that ticket fast as hell so I can just leave and kind of breathe. And it was just way too much, and I was just honestly, it just freaked me out so bad, where I had like really bad trust issues with males in general, like supervisors and stuff. I had trust issues, and it's just like the fact that I found out that he did that to other females too, and this is why females didn't want to work with him. And I didn't know that until someone contacted me and said, hey, I heard about what happened. And I honestly just busted out in tears, and I just felt disgusted. I didn't want anything to do with myself. I got home and I was in the shower crying, and I was scrubbing my fucking skin so hard I started bleeding. And honestly, I was just so fucking, I was shook. I was scared. I was like, well, why me? Why me? But I tried to make it brief because YouTube only allows 15 minutes, so I had to kind of like rush the story. There was more incidents like building up to when he did that, but I was stupid on my part for not reporting it. I was young. I just got out of high school, was 18. I didn't have any family. I felt like nobody would believe me and that people would just think I'm lying. But I'm glad that he was dealt with and things got better around time being. Like, I tried to move on from it, and I tried to better myself from that, and wasn't trying to blame myself as much because that was his actions. Well, sorry guys about that. If you guys have any comment, you can leave them. You have anything else to say, then always here. Bye.